Welcome to another exciting edition of the Premier League Zone. My name is Anthony Ajulu, and this is your number one family radio station, Inspiration 92.3 FM. It's a beautiful Friday morning. A bit overcast out there in the city of Lagos. Looks like it might rain later, but we hope not. We hope we hope the sun comes out later and it turns out to be a very beautiful day in the city of Lagos. My name is Anthony Ajulu, and of course we're here to give you the best from the Premier League. Still no matches to preview, no matches to review, but we have lots of transfers going around, and of course the Premier League continues to draw the line against clubs who are trying to follow, like they say on the streets, up and way. So we'll be talking about all of this on the show today. Bode Bruno is with me, Triple O is with me, Philip is in the background with the camera. Gentlemen, how are you doing this afternoon? This morning, sorry. I will say the day don't go fast. But how are you doing this morning?
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday, really. So have fun.
Okay. Triple O, what's going on?
Who is Murillo? We'll talk about it.
Anyway, you can join us. You can call us on 0700 923 923 923. 0700 923 923 923.
Has it finally fallen off?
No, it hasn't fallen off, actually. I thought there was something on my seat. 0700 923 923 923 or 0817313 6193 for WhatsApp messages. Let's start with the Premier League and what they're always trying to do, actually. They have officially written to clubs to explain the rules regarding fair valuation of players involved in transfers after a significant number of clubs requested clarification following recent swap deals. Now, some clubs wrote to the Premier League and said, come. Some untoward things are going on with some clubs. Maybe they did not name names. We know the clubs involved. Chelsea, Aston Villa, Everton, Newcastle.
They did not name
names, but we know the clubs involved.
We cannot assume.
Some clubs wrote to the Premier League and said some things that are very dodgy, some very, very untoward things are going on. Please explain what is this. And we also know that at least one club said they will take it further than just asking for clarification. They will make an issue of it. Again, we don't know which club has said they will make an issue of it. I have a feeling, I have an idea.
It could be Arsenal.
I have a feeling.
It could be Arsenal. Then they do all those kind of things.
But we know what happened. Timmy Rebunam, Louis Dobbin were exchanged between Everton and Aston Villa. Chelsea sold Ian Matson to Villa for £37 million. Omari Kellyman went the other way to Chelsea for £19 million. All this. So clubs have said something onto what is going on. Another club has said we take it up more seriously than just writing for explanation. Buddy, can you put 2 and 2 together and tell us what's going on?
I wish I knew. But again, you said it all that, up your way, trying to attack the loopholes in the rules. And, from what the rules say, these clubs haven't breached any at this moment. But again, the Premier League also reminding clubs that, there are ways to go about these things. And it's interesting that at this point in time or this stage that the Premier League still have a lot of their rules with several loopholes. Too many loopholes. It seems to just put their heads in the same direction and just there's a rule that says, but again, for the smart clubs and lawyers, they've found a way around these things.
Well, I want to read some of the excerpts from the letter so that people have an idea, and maybe because to me it just seems like there are things that you cannot determine. There are things that you cannot punish people for because, like you said, too many loopholes, too many things are vague.
They're so inflated.
Exactly.
I can decide to inflate anything that I like.
Well, let me read some of the excerpts. They said, the Premier League says, if it identifies a scenario where a selling club has received an inflated transfer fee for a player in a transaction not considered to be conducted at arm's length, the selling club would be required to return the amount in excess of fair market value back to the buying club. Who determines the fair market value? That's the first question. Who determines what the arm's length is? That's the second question. I will continue. The clubs were also reminded that they could also be requested to provide information and evidence to assist determination of whether the transaction should be considered being conducted at arm's length or not. So the clubs themselves will be the ones to determine, this deal was conducted at arm's length. Again, how do you, if I say it's at arm's length, how do you punish me?
Yeah.
That's another one is as well. And then they said, if it is not, a fair market value assessment of the transfer to determine the value of the transaction can be approved at, to determine the value the transaction can be approved at will take place. That's what the letter says. If the board concludes that the transfer is not a fair market value, it will require that the value be restated. Again, too much talk about value here.
Just so ambiguous.
Who determines the value? Who determines whether the fee is inflated or not? Who determines what the market value is, and who determines what is arm's length?
I think to get to a point in the Premier League where the Premier League will be the one to determine how much you want to sell your own player, the player that has played for you. Because I don't understand. There's no general metric to determine the value of a player. And in as much as players do have sometimes, buyout clauses in their contract and all of that, these things expire. And in England, yes, we see nowadays a couple of Premier League clubs, they put buyout clauses in the contract of a couple of other players. But again, if it is my property, it is my property. Look at Caicedo. I don't think at any point in time Brighton ever thought they would sell Caicedo for 115 million. But because of the competition, the desperation, and the situation around the transfer saga of Caicedo, they make the most of it. It is their money.
Oh, look, we agree there are plenty loopholes.
Yeah.
The Premier League are desperate. They are trying to. What is the way forward? What can they do? Do they just leave it as it is and let it be the wild west? And survival of the fittest. Whoever survives. But if they are going to put rules, how do they go about it? The rules are very ambiguous and vague.
Yeah, and the rules are becoming too much as well. First off, it begins with the clubs. Now, so as much as possible, we have to be honest as regards. You're putting
the responsibility on the clubs. And let me tell you something.
No, I'm talking
Humans
about.
by nature are very duplicitous. They will find a way to follow the
I do
corner.
agree. That's why I said they have to be honest. Maybe if not 100%, but there should be a true valuation of players. Even we as analysts, a lot of times we sit down here and we say this player is not really worth it. Now, because at the end of the day, all these clubs still have other rules and regulations to actually abide with. That's why I said, first off, the rules are becoming too much.
Okay.
And we can't say they should throw the market open and everybody do what you have to do.
Why are they in there?
So for the Premier League, before they pull up a rule, they have to actually sit and look at it. Okay, different scenarios at the end of the day. Because if they look at it properly, clubs like Chelsea, Aston Villa, Newcastle, even Everton
yes,
will look for ways to dodge it. Because even if they sit together once again, the problem is you can't hold any club liable to have broken the rules because there's nothing against whatever they do.
The worst part of all of this, as we wrap up this conversation now, the worst part of all of this is something dodgy has gone on.
But you can't do anything. You cannot prove it.
Who is Omari Kellyman? That is going for 19 million. You know something dodgy,
By the
but
way,
you cannot prove it. You cannot punish.
for Omari Hutchinson, a Chelsea winger that was loaned to Ipswich Town last season, he played in the Championship. Guess how much he's going for?
How much?
20 to 25. So that's somebody that actually played, that we watch play, that is talented. That can be accepted.
So
but Omari Kellyman,
exactly
in Premier League too,
Or maybe Anton, maybe they could adopt the system as well. When you sign a youngster,
this is the highest amount you can sell a youngster.
And a youngster that hasn't really made a mark, internationally or even club-wise. Maybe before a transfer is approved, the Premier League can scrutinize and say, sorry, this guy is not worth this amount. Or maybe just like the clearance that comes, international clearance, you must have played a number of games for your national team and all that. Only in the case of special talents, then the rule becomes. So you can't really argue it.
Who determines who a special talent is?
No, you see it now.
You will see it. Wait, hold on, let's take calls. Hello, good morning. Hello. Lost that one.
Is Kopama not a special talent?
It's a special talent.
Iheanacho was a special talent.
From where?
He was actually.
He was a special talent.
So it's not left for the player to go.
Osimhen was not okay. Osimhen was a special talent as well, scoring 9 goals at the under 17 and all of that. So, but again, who determines You cannot leave it. See,
There'll be a technical team now. At the end of the day,
That's the
So they're not-
thing with a lot of these rules.
Because
a lot of
even-
these things are hard to determine.
like
Anthony,
open-ended.
even if you come with the number of games you should have played, they can start giving the player minutes.
Honestly, and then it's just we'll see again. It's all very murky and very.
Premier League should just
very
let us
dodgy.
play football. Let the people.
That's why I said maybe we become the Wild West. Let's move on.
I'm not saying there should not be rules, but they should have. They have to accept that every
But
rule
clubs like Chelsea are trying so
They're
hard
trying
to
so
break
hard
the
to break the
rules.
rules.
They're not breaking the
Or at
rules.
the very
They are
least, bend
finding
it.
loopholes.
Or bend it at the very least.
It's still breaking.
Let's take
It's
this call.
bending.
Did you enjoy this video? Hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.